Welcome in, ladies and gents, to another episode of Connecting the Dots. Ryan Muma. That over there is Penny Ippenson. That's right. We're getting after it here today.
Scratchy voice and all.
Scratchy voice and all. I know.
That's all right. He still sounds stellar.
I
can't
appreciate
even
you.
talk.
I appreciate
and I don't have a
you.
scratchy voice.
I feel like I have a much deeper voice that we're going to get very serious on the show today. No, kind of dealing with it. Allergies are a fun thing and maybe a little sickness, but we adjust.
We adjust.
We adapt. And that's
pivot.
what we're doing. There it is. That's right. Big shout out to Connect Child and Family Solutions for being a proud sponsor of this show. And if you're new to the program, hi, how are you? Welcome. If you are a frequent, watch the first two episodes and now you're back for the third, we appreciate you as well. So it has been a minute since we have been behind the mic.
It has been a minute or two or three.
But there's reasons behind it. Which we'll get into some of it, and again, springboard kind of where we're at in life and where we want to get to with the entire topic today. And I'll just kind of delve right into it. The topic for today is we want to talk about pivoting, which is the word that you like to use, which I like that, and or adjust and adapt. I have to kind of adapt to the fact that you don't have your stool today. It's weird. You walked in and you didn't have it, and I'm like, Where's the, what are we doing here? I mean, your feet are touching the ground, though, so I'll give you that.
But I have heels on.
Okay.
But if you guys have watched the other two episodes, I always have my stool. Two reasons I like my stool. I always had it in my therapy office.
That's right.
Secondly, I'm height impaired.
Yeah.
I'm not tall.
Is that medically described? Prescribed?
According to me.
Okay, there you go.
And so
you are a doctor, so.
No, I'm not.
I thought you had the doctor label.
No, I'm not that significant.
Doctor of whatever this is, so we'll do that.
I'm the doctor of Penny.
That's right.
So yes, I have to have a stool because I'm just short. But I do have my pillow.
You do.
I almost took yours, but I thought that was
did?
rude. I did think about it. But hey,
I'm glad you didn't because it's nice little props up the mic and it's comfortable. So, but no,
hey, this is us people. Welcome.
That's right.
Welcome.
That's exactly it. And so to get to the topic at hand, although I'd love to continue to delve into the stool talk, which that sounds terrible, but we're just going to move on. You could tell I've been with kids for a long time. I like adjusting, pivoting, doing all that. So I'll give a quick little to-do of kind of where I'm at in life, and you really want to talk about adjusting. We decided that 4 wasn't enough for the family of the Mumas. We needed a 5th and or a 3rd child. And so we have been blessed, me and the wife. We welcomed in a absolutely handsome 17-month-old baby boy. He is amazing. And the twins have loved being big sister.
That's awesome.
Loved it. But you want to talk about adjusting, like, seriously. I'm still trying to figure it out. If someone has the serum for like how to deal with 3 children, please let me know.
I know when we added the 3rd, and you had a great analogy of this before we got on the video, but it was different because you have 2 people for 2 children.
Yep.
You add that 3rd one. Who's got the 3rd one?
Right.
Who's going to take care of the 3rd one? And how do you? There's only so many hands that you have, and so many kids you can wrangle at one time. So give me that analogy again.
Yeah. So I'm obviously
sportsman,
big sports guy. So we went from playing man coverage. One, the wife had one twin, I had the other, man coverage, and now we're playing zone.
That's
so at one point, I might have 2 of them, she might have 1, or vice versa. And bedtime routines are different because you're dealing with a 17-month-old on top of 2 4-year-olds. And what used to be, all right, mom's got one, I got the other, walking upstairs doing the thing, has now turned into, well, okay, maybe mom's got both twins, I got little boy, or, again, vice versa. Trying to find that rhythm is a huge adjustment. And that's, again, just talking about bedtime. Like, that's not talking about every other hour of the day that has changed.
Yep. Yes.
Well, and it's funny because I think what also doesn't, and I want to get your therapeutic, kind of the mental aspect of it, the change in the twins has been awesome but fascinating at the same time.
Totally get that.
And I'm not talking about completely just them being big sis, but also the fact that mom and dad have another little boy that they're spreading love to. He is so new to the family that we are still in the process of getting things for him, which to a 4-year-old is, well, baby bro just getting a bunch of presents. Where are my presents? And I've noticed that to where it's like, why is he getting all this stuff? Like, I'm here, you know? So the wife did a really good job the other day where she bought them something. Yeah. As she got, you know, little man a little, you know, some stuff that he needed, got them something, and it completely changed the dynamic. I don't know how much there is in there, but like, what is there from a mental aspect for a kid?
I just think you hit on it perfectly. It's just an adjustment. Things are different. And they went from being these two little kids that were the center of your guys' world, which is wonderful. They're still the center of the world. They're just sharing the spotlight, you know. And I just think that it's just something that I think we oftentimes think there's something wrong when it's not necessarily wrong. They're just adjusting. Right. And we have to help them adjust with it. I think it's so easy for people to think, and I'm not saying you did this, think that there's something wrong. It's not that there's something wrong. It's just they're figuring out how to adjust to it. Carolina, it sounds like she handled it great. And it's always going to have to be that way. That every time somebody gets a present, somebody else has to get a present, because you're going to spin yourself into the poorhouse if you do that. But I think there's something to be said about that. But I think I like what you said before, because we've seen that. We've welcomed a little granddaughter to our family, and we already had a grandson.
Before you go any further, let's take a break, because I need to go do whatever this is. And we'll come right back. Okay. Come right back. Just give me a minute, and I want to talk about that. Yep.
You go.
Right, we'll be right back. Hey, look, and we're back now. That's a lot of fun. You know, the allergy season's great.
It is.
It's a great time. And I cut you off, and I apologize. No, you're good. But
you're good.
You were talking about obviously adding, you know, to the Ippenson family as well, or, you know, kind of that umbrella, if you will. Talk about it.
Well, and I think just more so so we added another grandbaby. Super excited. Wonderful, wonderful. But the one thing that we did talk a lot about is how the firstborn grandchild was going to grow all of a sudden, just overnight. Once you bring that baby home, you're like, oh my gosh. The firstborn is so big, so tall, so this, so that, just because you just have a different perspective. And so I think that that's kind of what you were talking about earlier, was how it's so neat to see the twins just kind of like rise up to the challenge of being big sisters, you know, and at the same time, they're still trying to figure out who they are, because it's a whole different dynamic. I mean, you go from 4 to 5, and they're no longer the youngest. There's now another youngest. I mean, but at the same time, I think the one thing I want everybody to always give thought to, not everything is pathological. Not everything is a negative. It's just adjusting. It's pivoting. There we go. Because you're just pivoting. These little kiddos are just figuring it out. Doesn't mean there's anything wrong with anybody. They just have to figure it out, just like we have to figure things out.
No, it's dead on. I mean, it's fascinating, just because like they love it. Like as soon as they come home from daycare and they see him, it's like, can I hold him? Can I do this? Can I do that? And it's like, there's a lot of yeses and some no's in there. But again, it's just, you know, wanting to be around him. And like last night, it caught me because the twins were playing. Little man was sitting on the couch next to me. And sister number 1 was like, Sissy, let's go over here. And before sister number 2 left, she came up to Sawyer, gave him a kiss, and then ran off. Like, didn't ask her to do it. Didn't need to do it. It was just like she got this little inkling that she wanted to do that, and then she left and went to go play. And I was like, might have cried a little bit. But it was so cool because, like, again, I'll be honest with you, Penny. I mean, when me and the wife have been talking about, you know, adding, you know, a third for a while. And so to be at this point isn't necessarily like a complete, like, oh my God, like we added a third. Yeah, it has its moments. But like, I'll be honest, there was several moments, and even, you know, now that he's a part of the family, like I'm looking at my wife going, why? You know, like, what are we doing? You know, what are we doing? You know, like and not that we had it perfect, but like you joke, like we had it so perfect with the two, like, what do we do? Obviously don't regret it by any stretch of the imagination, but again, you question things like why, but then it's that moment. It's the moment of, and I say twin two, but I don't really have numbers for him, but you catch my drift. Twin two is giving little man a kiss and hug and, you know, bye, and like runs off. Or, you know, where's little man at, and, you know, wanting to know where he's at, and they're like all about him. And then it makes me think like, okay, this is why. Like this is why we did it.
Exactly.
Not that it was just about them, but this is why we did it.
No, totally. But at the same time, I think you'll have to sit and like kind of go, twin 1 and 2 did what they did as far as giving the love and attention to the little guy, because you guys do that to them. And I think gosh, all the time it's like parenting is planting seeds. You just don't know when that seed's going to grow. You don't know what it's going to grow into sometimes. You just plant it. And I think that that's just a good example of you just planted this loving, nurturing side in this little lady, and she loved and nurtured all on her own to this little guy.
Yeah.
I love it. Isn't it cool?
It is. It's, again, it is fascinating. I appreciate you. And again, I obviously cannot take full credit. Like, my wife is a rock star. I mean, I'm not doing any of this if it ain't for her at all. So big shout out to the beautiful, beautiful wife. But, I mean, what she continues to do and just amazes me. But again, I think my point is, to go back to the pivoting part, is sometimes life throws you a curveball that you may have expected or were thinking about, or maybe you didn't. And here it is, you know. And you may be questioning, like, why did we do this? Like, what is going on? I encourage anybody out there to take a step back for a minute and just look at it from a bird's eye view. Look at it from a standpoint of like, hey, you know, your kids might not get along all the time, but is there that 1 or 2 times where like they want to give each other a hug, and you go, okay, that right there, that's when I'm gonna bottle up, and that's when I'm gonna say, this is why. Or your kid might be throwing a temper tantrum every which way, and then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, they calm down, they come up to you, and they just go, Daddy, I love you. And then it's like, okay, they're young, they're little, you take a breath, and you go, you know what, this is all going to be okay, you know, and then it goes back to mass chaos. But you get my drift. It is the adjusting to life, and more so, and I struggle with this, more so appreciating little stuff that pops up. And not so much focusing on the big meltdown or, you know, struggling to mentally think about how am I trying to wrangle 3 kids or whatever number that is, and to just focus on the little stuff.
And I think the beauty of this podcast is that we're talking about it from different generational viewpoints, and having kiddos who are now having kiddos. Yeah. Because they're adults, by the way.
Yeah.
We will have family conversations where they will talk about the fights that they got into, where they are talking about how their parents, my husband and I, handled a particular situation. And there have been times I'm like, yeah, so that wasn't my shining moment as a parent. I mean, yeah, I probably could have done that differently. Or for the most part, it's been good. You know what I mean? I just think it's important that as you're planting these seeds, realize that even if it's not going perfectly, for the most part it's going well, it's not going to go perfectly. Those not so perfect moments become great memories. Could become great memories. Yeah. You know, and I can think about 2 different ones on the top of my head that recently we've talked about as a family about, you know, so-and-so sister was upset with so-and-so sister, and it got ugly. Because, you know, girls, woo.
Yeah,
It's a lot of volume. It's a lot of like emotions, a lot of everything, and it's
a lot
mortal.
of tude. A lot of tude comes
Yes, you
out.
always
Yes.
talk about that. The tude.
A lot of attitude, right?
Yes, very loud. I remember driving into our garage in the vehicle, and I'm just like, get out of my car. Just because it was just like, this volume is so high, and then you throw in extra kids and boys and girls, and anyway. Where was I going with that? Anyway, it just all becomes...
Just pivot. You're fine.
I'm pivoting.
Yeah, that's right, pivot.
It just becomes funny after a while.
Yeah.
You know, the things that I've said. I remember one time, maybe I've mentioned this before, I was trying to get my daughter quit with the tude, quit with the attitude. Mm-hmm. And I said a word that was not nice, but I meant to say it a certain way.
Penny did? What?
Oh, it wasn't good. I can't say it on here. I just said, quit complaining, but I didn't use that word.
Oh, yes.
But it came out, quit being a complainer. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not even going to say it out loud.
I feel you.
And it was not, I said it wrong. It was horrible.
Sure.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
My poor kid was devastated because I called her a name. I didn't mean to call her a name. I just wanted her to stop doing it. And so anyway, guess what? 20 years later, still talk about it.
Oh, sure. But you probably laugh about it.
So the moral of the story is, yes, you're right. It's hard to corral those kiddos, and you just do the best you can, but also don't worry about it because the reality is they still love you. Well, they're still loving each other.
Yes.
Because you just want them to love each other at the end, right?
Well, that's the thing, and as you say all of that, I mean, you know, you're at a point in life where your kids are obviously having kids, you know, or older, right? And you can have more of those adult conversations in that regard. And it's funny because as you say that, it's like, and I'm sure you laugh about it now.
Oh, absolutely.
And do your kids still love you? Yes. Like, I think the other part of it is, and we've talked about making mistakes before, but like, you're gonna make you're gonna make a mistake, you know, and the point where in the moment you're like, what did I just do? You know, and then you learn from it, and then you go, I don't want to do that again. Whatever, move on, you know, pivot, adjust, you know, do the thing. So yeah, no, I completely agree. But you talk about adjusting, you talk about pivoting. I mean, you've been, I don't know how much you want to get into it, but like you've been all over the roadmap with, and I commend you with pivoting and trying to figure out life.
I think, it's all pivoting. So we've had a family issue with a little grandbaby. No, we've had a medical issue.
Yeah, absolutely.
A medical issue.
Yes.
And it required hospitalization, And so, it was just pivoting. And our thing that we kept saying over the 3 weeks that we were dealing with all this was, you're trying to figure out a plan. And we came up with 100 different ideas. And each one of those ideas had 100 different scenarios. Yeah. And guess which one we picked? The 210th one.
Probably.
The one we didn't come up with.
Absolutely.
You know, because life is about, you can think and think and think and think. And the reality is game time. There goes, I don't know anything about sports, but game time.
I'm just rubbing off on you. That's what it is, yeah.
You're just like, okay, we're doing this. And off we go. And everything's wonderful. She's doing great. We're on the other side of this. And that's wonderful. But it's a lot of pivoting. And then for me, I became kind of a full-time grandma. I started taking care of little dude and had him 24/7, and it was great. Oh my gosh, I loved it. But I was exhausted.
As I say, it probably took you back. You're like, well, how did I do this?
Good God, I was exhausted.
Yeah.
And my husband would come home. He's had to work. Thank God he's working. And thank God I'm not working, you know. And I'm like, I'm exhausted. And I just crash. Yeah. And I wake up the next morning, and then you don't sleep because you don't know for sure if they're sleeping.
Yep.
Are they waking up? This is your world.
It's a fun world.
It's been a wiggle or shake since I've been in that world,
yes.
you know. But it was great. I would not change it for the world. Oh my gosh, we all got closer. We went through the difficult time close, and we've become so much closer. We were already a very close family. Yeah. You know, so even though things are difficult, you pivot, you grow, you learn, and you move through it.
Are you someone, because I know I am, are you someone that, like, you know something's going to happen that you're going to have to pivot for, and you just want it to happen so you could just start adjusting on the fly? and I'll explain what. Okay,
Anyway. Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we kind of knew that something was going to be brewing medically.
Yeah.
So we're all like, okay, if it's going to happen, let's go.
Yes.
You know, but we couldn't go.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
It's funny because like with us adding, the third, a lot of talk, a lot of this, a lot of that, and me and the wife kept having conversations like, are we sure? Are we sure? Are we sure?
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because you have those conversations, and it was kind of the point where I'm like, I told her, I'm like, I just want it to happen. Like, I've already like mentally somewhat kind of prepared because you never fully can, and it's like, let's just do it. Like, let's just do it. And she's like, honestly, I feel the same way because you don't know what's actually going to happen.
Right.
And I think the other part of it, and I like how you said it, like, oh, we had all these plans and then we choose the one that we didn't even think of. I feel like we probably do that 99% of the time. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think so too. But I think it's been my observation through my professional career, if you try to control things too much, you just create more anxiety.
Yes.
And you do have to just pivot. You have to know that no matter what you're doing, you can get through it and you will get to the other side. It's when you don't think you can get to the other side that anxiety wins.
Yes.
And you have to believe we're going to get through this. We got this. We don't know what it's going to be like on the other side, but we're going to get through it. And it's the same thing with a 2-year-old. It's the same thing with a 16-month-old or a 10-year-old or a 16-year-old. It's short term. We're going to get through it. You got to have that belief.
Yeah. Because I think not that there's anything wrong with trying to plan for certain things. You have to.
Absolutely.
I think one of the points too that we could make is like, have a plan, sure. But be ready for that plan to be probably different outcome wise than what you expect it to be. If that makes sense. Like that's where the adjust part comes in. That's where, okay, we're going to have to, we think we're going to, I think Penny's going to bring in her stool today. She's not. I need to pivot and we're still going to do a show today or whatever. You know what I mean? I joke.
No, absolutely. Good point.
But that's the point. Like I planned on you having your feet propped up. Now you don't. This is weird. I don't know. It's throwing me off. But I'm still doing the thing.
Yes.
And so even though we laugh and joke about that, that's kind of the reality.
It is.
Yeah.
Well, it could be a little kid just thinking they have to have their book bag. And you're like, we don't have time to get your book bag. And so you got to pivot. You got to adjust. You got to roll with it. That kind of stuff.
Let me ask you this real quick and I don't know, it's just sparked something with me. And I think this kind of goes in line with what we're talking about. But like, so obviously the twins are 4. I don't let them get away with everything, obviously. But me and the wife have had this conversation of like, and this is another thing that you could probably use with everything, pick your battles, right? So let's just say they want chips. They're ready for a snack. I'm about to make dinner, right? And they just want a little bit of chips, whatever. And in my mind, I tell them no, and you could tell they're kind of upset, whatever. And the wife's like, well, dinner's going to take probably a lot. Just let them have it, Is there anything wrong with that? Or are you sending wrong signals with that? I know it's kind of outside of what we're talking about, but just in that regard, because me and the wife have talked about kind of like, are we giving in to them kind of going, but daddy, kind of the whiny or whatever, but I want it. And then you're like, okay, fine. What kind of does that do? I don't know.
Yes, that's giving
No, that's
in.
right. Yeah, probably.
That's giving in. But I think you can also reevaluate because I think what she was saying was, hey, dinner's going to be another hour.
Yeah.
It's a long time for these kiddos to wait since they haven't eaten since 3 o'clock or
Whatever.
whatever. So I get that. However, try never to give in to whining.
Yeah, I try not to. I try.
Just because whining just encourages whining, and whining. Even if you get them to rephrase it so they're not whining, that's good.
Let me ask you this: Can I throw you a curveball?
Okay, I'm ready.
So this happened to me the other day.
Okay.
So, twin 1 comes up to me and says, "Daddy, I want fruit snacks." I'm making dinner in the process, so I'll go on the same lines. And the way she said it was, "Daddy, I want fruit snacks." Like, just said it. And we're trying to teach them to say, "Daddy, may I please have fruit snacks," or whatever the case. And so twin 1 doesn't say it, and I go, "No, hon, like we're going to have dinner, here soon." Twin 2, I don't know where it comes up. and goes, "Daddy, may I please have some fruit snacks?" Penny, if I'm trying to kind of show we need to ask politely, how do I can't say no to that.
Okay, because it's no longer about the fruit snack.
Right.
It's now about
So now I got to
behavior.
reward the behavior. Even though I just told Twin 1 you can't have the fruit snacks because she asked a certain way. Guess what? Twin 1 then came back and said, "Daddy," after hearing Sissy say it, "Daddy, may I please have fruit snacks?" Even though I told her, no, we're going to have dinner. But then she asked nicely a second time after Sissy, because Sissy's not going to get them. How do you deal with that? Manipulation at its finest is what I'm going to also say, because my twins are very smart. But
okay, it could be manipulation.
Okay. I feel more manipulated.
I don't think it's manipulation.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not.
Okay.
But I think the underlying thing is the kids are figuring it out. They know, okay, they're doing the behavior you're wanting them to do.
Right.
You're wanting them to be respectful. You just kind of got yourself in a pickle because it was about snacks and it was about time for supper. So it was a particular subject that made it difficult, but the behavior is what you wanted.
Yeah.
So welcome to parenting. So
yes. That's exactly it.
So yes, the second one's like, oh, I got this one. I know what this is.
Yeah.
So she did exactly what you've told her to do. It just happened to be about food, which is what you guys were trying to not let them have is da-da-da. So when you say something, make sure you're ready to follow through on it.
That's the other thing. And so
it's not manipulation.
Okay.
It could feel that way.
I felt
looks that way.
100% felt that way.
But it's not. If you look at it, it's like it's still... You're the one that messed up.
Oh, 100%.
Because, sorry, don't you like
No, I'm fine.
Because
Look,
it was about the subject that you didn't want them to have to begin with anyway. But you got the behavior, so you got to stick with the behavior.
Can we also just like put it all together that like little man's going to have 2 girls that are older than him that are going to teach him all the different ways of, as I say, manipulation, but you get what I'm saying.
It's not manipulation.
I know.
They figured you out.
I know.
And they did what you wanted them to do.
I know. It's I'm
manipulation,
proud of that.
but it's not.
I'm proud of that. But like, yeah, I don't know. I wanted to throw you that curveball because I felt after it happened and after they had walked away, I was like, what just happened? Wait a minute.
They figured it out. Okay, now take that. That is a good problem-solving skill.
Okay.
They figured it out. They complied. Was the part of we have to be respectful. We have to be nice. We have to ask it nicely.
Yeah.
Good skill.
Okay.
Next time, don't make it about.
That's fair.
Don't make it about.
So I can pat myself on the back, kind of.
Yes, you can. But also, I think at the end of the day, I think all people should have conversations at the end of the day. Talk about how did your day go, even with little people. And I think you can say, hey, you know what? That's great. I so appreciate you guys were very respectful and you asked nicely. Da-da-da. Keep doing that, but we're still not going to eat before supper.
Right.
This is going to be a solid no from here on out. I appreciate you asking nicely, and you had to give them the snack that time, but you're not going to do it again.
Right.
Communication.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
And you're continuing to teach them.
Is that important to do? Like you kind of said, is that important to do even as them at 4 or even earlier?
Amen. Hallelujah. Absolutely.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Always talk. Always, always, always talk.
Like have that open communication with your kids and as they're younger. You know.
That doesn't mean you give them away your little tricks either.
No.
Those are conversations you get to have with your wife and like,
right.
You know.
Yes.
But no, yes, you always talk about. I shouldn't say you should always. I believe it's important to talk at the end of the day about. So how did your day go?
Right.
What was good? What could you have done differently? And what are you happy about? Those kind of things, because you're building conversation.
That's fair.
And the skill. And they will carry that the rest of their life.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
And they'll be very insightful. And they'll be more aware of what they're doing, more aware of their behavior. And
yeah. I like that. No, I like that because we try to do that. You know, obviously it's not every day, but like we try to do that. You know, or especially like when you pick up from like daycare, girls, how was your day?
Yes.
You know, what did you do today? You know, and they might tell me 2 things, but that's what they remember. You know, no, it's a good point. But again, you know, I know this whole conversation has been about, you know, the pivot, adjust, things like that. Again, to kind of bring that back full circle, you said it, I think the adjusting is not allowing it to be a snack before supper, but I did have to reward the way they did it. Yeah. So there's that. I don't know. It's just, I think we're always, and we'll kind of wrap things up here unless you got something else. You got anything else you want to throw out there? I want to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. Yeah, no, I had that look on my face.
Yeah.
I think you always have to remember that as parents, you guys are at the top of the pile.
Oh, yeah.
The kids are below.
We are?
Yes. Contrary to what society sometimes wants you to think, or sometimes how you feel, especially now with 3, you feel like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're just managing 3 kids who are in control.
Or as my wife says, she's managing 4.
God bless her.
Yeah, no,
God bless her.
I don't know how she does it, to be honest with you.
But just remember.
Yes.
No matter what, you guys are the adults. These kids are kids learning, so they can't control the environment.
Yeah. I think that's been, I call it like struggle, but not, I mean, yeah. Because they are getting older, they being the twins, they are becoming very independent or, again, in their own world.
Good.
So trying to adjust to that and, like, parenting in a certain way. And, again, I don't got to figure it out. Probably never will, but, like, going to do my best. But, like, it's adjusting to, and I still am, okay, you're independent, which I want you to be independent. Like, I want that, because that's going to be huge down the line.
Absolutely.
But I am dad. That is mom, and trying to weave that in. I mean, I'm not doing it perfect, but weave that in. Yeah. How do you do that?
I've always said I trump, even if I'm 5 foot nothing and need a stool.
That's right.
I trump. My house, my rules.
No, it's fair.
My house, my rules. And
I always loved hearing that from my parents growing up, but yes, absolutely.
But at the same time, I have children who have their own homes now.
Yeah.
I have to respect their rules. They're not much different than mine. However, I still need to respect their rules because guess what? Their house, their rules.
Right.
So, yes, you at the end of the day, you are at the top. And I know there are people in this society that are going to say, well, that sounds very whatever the word is.
But it's the truth.
Thanks, but I still am not going to operate that my kids are equal to me. I'm here. You're just right here, and that's okay.
30 years of experience here.
Yeah, so you're still incredibly important. You're just not equal to mom and dad.
Right.
Or grandma and grandpa.
Yeah.
Or aunts and uncles.
Right.
There's a hierarchy in the life.
No, there is. There is. And, it's yeah. No, I agree wholeheartedly with everything you said. I liked it. This is good. Do you have anything else?
No, I think the only thing is, please follow us on Facebook and
YouTube.
We're on YouTube. Where else are we at?
Well, we're on, obviously, WGM Smart TV app.
Yes.
If you're watching there, appreciate you. We're on YouTube. If you're watching there, appreciate you. Give our page, as you pointed out, our Facebook page a follow, Connecting the Dots. Give us a like, thumbs up. We post as much as we can when it comes to updates on when the next episode is going to be. And who knows, as we kind of grow this thing, as we're only in episode 3, maybe more, kind of to be posted with that as we learn, adjust, and pivot and grow and do all those things. And again, I think to wrap it all up, we have this platform to, give our experiences. I am nowhere near a professional or have it figured out, nor are you in your own way. And we've talked about that before. Obviously, you have an expertise in things that you do, and same for me. So take kind of what we're saying and then take it into your life and spin it and pivot it and adjust it to what works for you. Because, what works for me, what works for Penny may not work for you. But again, kind of our hope is the little things that we say or something can spark something to where you can take it and move forward with it.
And feel good about what you're doing.
Exactly. Give yourself, and I know we talked about it, give yourself grace.
Yes.
Always give grace.
Be ready to pivot.
100%.
We have pivoted this last month.
Oh,
so please, we're going to be back onto a good schedule.
Yes.
Because we both had worlds that just needed constant pivoting. And that's great. We love it. We never ever changed anything. But that is just life. So we will be back.
No doubt.
Regular programming.
We'll be back, and we appreciate you guys coming along for the crazy ride. This has been Connecting the Dots. Have a good one, guys.